in-law time right on the horizon. How do you make it all work out? Joining us to talk about the new study and navigating holiday hazards is Laurie Persh. Laurie is a board-certified mental health counselor in private practice, and she is also a marriage and family therapist with Keith Miller Counseling in Bethesda. Welcome to the show. Glad you're here.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
What were your thoughts having read this study about what we said in the introduction there? It's kind of more important, they say, that your husband gets along with his in-laws.
Well, I think it's no surprise that it's important to get along with your in-laws, whether you are a son-in-law or a daughter-in-law, because when you get married, of course, you marry into a background.
Right.
As far as there are some theories, some hypotheses that are put forth in the study that women, certainly for generations, have carried the role of what's important in the family. So for the husband to get along with the mother-in-law may be more important, but it's not. Over the generations, I think the gender differences and stereotypes, while they're well ingrained, they may be coming towards the middle a little bit. So I think it's important for both adult children-in-law to get along with their in-laws.
Speaking of stereotypical relationships, I guess, don't we hear or joke more often about the women clashing, and it just seems like, oh, par for the course, but then if the man sort of clashes with the in-laws, I mean, you hear it sometimes, but it's not sort of fodder for jokes around the holidays especially. Could that just be the case, too? It's just more expected that the women might clash for whatever reasons, being the queen of the house?
Well, that does get to some of those gender stereotypes, and which are sometimes perpetuated by the jokes that you were talking about. And because it is so important for the women to set the tone of family life, if women are having some conflict about what should the rules be of the household, where do you go, how do you host a family dinner, because it's family dinner time this time of year.
We want to talk about the holidays, yes.
Then it gets exaggerated.
Understood.
And, back to those stereotypes culturally, when women have some conflict or get more aggressive about their opinion, sometimes it is seen more negatively.
Understood. All right. Well, in the time we have left, let's talk about how to navigate the holidays. What are the hard and fast rules that we should respect, and what are some things maybe we shouldn't budge on?
I think it's very important that the biological child of whatever set of in-laws play the mediator, that rather than the biological child to step back, no matter which gender, and then to be able to compromise and work on communicating, having that biological child be the mediator and be part of a team with a new spouse. Whether you are young or old, you and your spouse need to be a team with your in-laws and be very respectful. Honor the traditions of both families and talk about how you honor the traditions and are able to make some compromises and make some new traditions.
That is perfect advice. That is perfect advice. I hope everybody heard that. If your mom or your dad are sort of, being boundary busters, as I like to say, from a book I read a long time ago, maybe step up and say, hey, but with respect. I love it. Thank you so much for being with us today.
You're so welcome, and thank you for having me.
All right. This is Laurie Persh. Laurie is a licensed and certified counselor in marriage and